We're sitting here with El Camino Burnout.
4/5 of the band at least.
4/5?
Yeah.
Who are we missing?
Rob.
Missing Rob. Drummer.
Rob. Is he busy?
Yeah, he's got a
probably
gig
working.
doing some symphony gig or something like that.
No,
wasn't
it's
it?
jazz at CMU.
Yeah, he
the
does have a
faculty.
very-
Oh,
Yeah, he's all over.
He's doing like world premiere
Like basically, if
stuff.
you want to interview Rob, just go interview 4 other bands around town, and he'll be in probably 2,
Hell yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just tonight he was busy and couldn't
Alright.
be here with us.
Okay, so you guys are the 4 founding members of El Camino Burnout, correct? And yeah.
In a way, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And what? How long ago was this? How long have you guys been together?
So Brian and I met at Rock Jam.
Okay.
I was managing a stage. He was coming in on a band that was performing on that stage, and that's how we met.
What year was that?
Oh, 2013, 12?
12 or 13.
Yeah.
I think we played Rock Jam a couple of years.
You did.
Yeah, so.
And who were you playing with then?
Our
Surreal.
Surreal.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I was stage manager of the side stages,
Okay.
and they came in, and so that was the year of Girls Goes Girls.
Yeah.
Right after Motley Crue and Kiss, they hire a Motley Crue tribute band. We're like, oh, but they were killer.
They were
Right.
awesome.
They were killer. And then Or Surreal was playing on that same stage, and so that's how we met. Over moonshine and edibles.
Yes.
Wow. So did you guys decide to create a band at that early stage in the relationship?
No,
or-
we had no clue.
Okay.
No, Brian.
No, that was still going on, and then circumstances happened that I actually ended up moving here.
Yeah, Or Surreal's from Western Utah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so moved here and finding work and stuff whatnot, and he called me and said, "You're here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to start a band?" I'm like, "No,
No.
I don't."
Oh, wow.
But he got me into the studio and stuff like that, and we started working on songs that he'd written, all the music and stuff too already. And so we just having fun in the studio and not taking it seriously whatsoever, and just we kept on going and going and going until we were like, man, we got like 12 songs.
Funny thing is Driving Too Fast was one of the first songs we recorded.
Really?
That was actually written by Brian.
Yeah.
That's a story of his,
Huh.
true story that happened to him.
And you have
But-
to go to the show to see for
You
Brian
hear the
to tell
story.
And then I got to remember the story. But I mean, it's not
You tell
hard.
the story at the show? In the
Yeah,
show?
Explains it, how
sometimes I
it-
do
yeah.
because it was just the most frightening experience of my life
Wow.
of driving through Las Vegas at like 120 miles per hour. And everybody's trying to get home because we're on a drill rig team and everybody's in the same car and just like, whoa. And I was just like, I'm going to die one of these days. And then I wrote that song.
Yeah.
But it kind of twists between, relationships and that experience too.
Okay,
So.
cool. Yeah, being in a car with a bunch of construction workers rushing to get home.
Yeah,
I've been.
it's not fun.
I've been in that truck before.
Yeah, but this was in a Lincoln.
Wasn't a Lincoln.
Like an MKZ or something like that.
Oh, wow.
I was really impressed with that car.
You guys were riding in a cloud, basically.
Yeah, it was nice,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was still frightened.
Yes.
So yeah, that's Driving Too Fast. So when he come into the studio, I had a couple of riffs here and there and stuff, and we did a couple things just to feel it out. Sounded great. I had songs that I had already recorded that were just instrumental tracks, but he came with Driving Too Fast. We laid the track down, and that was it. It was done. I mean, it took no time whatsoever, and that was the first one. But the funny thing is, the second song we recorded was Brown Bottle Flute.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a comedy song. It's a song that closes the album, and there's no singing. It's all
That's like a
narration.
show tune, dude. I mean,
It's an animation
that's something
type.
like Meatloaf.
It needs,
should
yeah.
have done.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Frank Zappa,
Yes.
whatever. I was watching Cheech and Chong when I wrote
Frank
it.
Zappa.
Okay, he was in Vegas. Says I ain't coming home. We were supposed to be in the studio the next day. He says I'm not coming home. I got Brown Bottle Flu. I went so I wrote this song.
Okay.
So here's this comedy song that's at the very end of the album. When you were young, you were just learning to drink, going to the bars, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. 3 guys going out to the strip club, being stupid and getting sick and naked and everything else,
Right.
you know, throwing up and what have you. That's what it is. End up in jail. That's what that, you know, that's the whole story.
Nice.
You know, Brian did all the voices in that song.
Yeah.
He improvised. I wrote the first verse of it, start of the story. He improvised the voices. So if you listen to it,
But you had a cameo too, right?
That's all
I was the
about.
cop.
Yeah.
I was the
Who
cop.
was
So to tell
Johnny's
the fans
mother.
where to listen to this, because I listened to some of this album this morning when we were at the gym. We were talking about that, and it was on YouTube. You got the whole album. It's how many tracks? 13? 12?
Oh, minus the intro and the outro, there's
Yeah.
10,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
And we may not have put everything on every
Yeah.
platform too. come
But
to think
the
of it.
2 new songs that we,
thought there was
there's
12.
2 new singles
Yeah,
on
there
there.
is 2 new singles.
Yeah.
Messed Up Heart and
Lose your rhythm.
Lose Your Rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll
those
be
2.
on the next one.
So if they go on YouTube, if they go into YouTube and they search El Camino
El
Burnout
Camino Burnout Band.
Band. Okay.
Yeah.
Or El Camino Burnout Band album.
It's also on Spotify.
Right. I looked it up on
You-
Spotify. It's
yeah.
pretty easy to find. When you
Yeah.
put El Camino Burnout, boom, you guys show up.
But
Yeah,
there's
it'll,
70
it'll list and it has the singles too
Yeah.
and everything.
There's like 70 streaming sites that we're on
Wow.
all over the place. I mean, we just got, set up with all this. I don't even know most of them. There's a whole list.
Yeah, there is a list. Whenever you sign up, they automatically put you on all these
All
different
this stuff.
platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Which one of
we
you
can
guys
find
is in charge with uploading that music? Or do you guys have this?
None of us.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
It's at the
does it?
studio.
Okay.
So our producer, I should say co-producer, because,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Our John James owns the studio.
Okay.
And so
John James.
he's a co-writer with
The
some of the
Shed.
songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Should,
Shed Studios.
Yep.
Shed Studios. I've been recording there probably near, I don't know, dang near 15 years now.
Dang. Shout out to John
John James.
John
James.
James,
yeah,
Is
so-
Shed Studios.
Shed
Yeah.
And this
Studios.
is here. This is in Grand Junction.
Yeah, here.
Grand
Junction.
Junction.
Cool.
He, I started with him just doing sessions. I was going to work with a guy that was recording there already,
Yeah.
and then I just ended up doing sessions. And then I got to the point where I started doing my own stuff in there.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's been a long time.
So when you
many
say
years.
sessions, you were
I was getting
playing-
called in to play on tracks
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
for people. And that's, I was already in the studio when I called Brian and said, hey, we got a studio here, man. Just come on down. Let's do some recording,
Uh-huh.
It doesn't cost us anything. Let's just go do it.
So you had access to
Access
the
to it.
studio to without having to pay
Yeah.
the hourly
Yeah.
rate.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
John handles all the computer stuff for us.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, he's the one that set it all up, helped us out with it all, because none of us are really good at that stuff, and this is what he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where it happened, Yeah, the mixing, the mastering, everything. He and I sat there for hours, and then finally getting it all done, and then getting it uploaded, getting
Yeah.
it out there. So
You learn a lot just kind of looking over the shoulder, huh? Of the
Yeah.
engineer and the producers and the way they.
I've been
But-
doing it
Yeah.
for a long time, so it's no big deal for me. Brian went to was in Nashville doing it,
Okay.
working in Nashville studios, doing that kind of stuff. Went to
wow.
school for it and all that stuff. You went to school for it. You had to learn Pro Tools, didn't you?
Oh yeah. It was
Yeah.
back in like 2000, recording arts and sciences there in Mesa,
Nice.
Arizona. So yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have pretty good backgrounds in music and understand the whole process, and
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
can pretty much do everything yourselves. But John James,
He has the studio. He has the
studio and
master computer and the
Shed
programming and
Studios.
everything.
oh yeah.
We got the
The
vocal booth
computer
and-
power.
Yeah, the computer power.
Yeah.
Enough to take over the world.
And the extra.
Those computers are pretty heavy.
instruments.
Those producer computers.
Oh, he's got so much stuff in there.
Water cooled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Wow.
But the nice thing is to have that access, to be able to work in there, to be
Yeah.
able to record. It's all comfortable and easy. We take our time with everything.
Mhm.
We're like the hardest working, laziest band ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
Dude, that's, I got like hired on with that.
yeah.
It was like, because it was Thomas, it was drumming, and I was out to lunch, whatever, for my birthday, and we ran into him, Tiffany and I. She's like, hey, you looking for a bass player? And he's like, actually, we are.
Yeah.
And that same day, Dio's calling me up as I'm rolling a rifle, delivering some parts or whatever. And, cool, I'll be there. Do I need to bring my guitar, my rig? No, don't bring nothing, just show up.
He never even played for us.
It didn't even play. It was just
Huh.
hanging out, talking, feeling the vibes, and it was just, and they played the music from the album, what they had. And I was like, dude, I love this song. That song's cool. Oh wow, yeah, okay, I'm sold. Yeah,
All right, and I just okay, you're hired.
yeah. It was.
We never heard him play.
Cool. Yeah.
Huh.
You know, that's how it works. Brian and I knew each other. We had written everything. We had it all done. You know, most of it done. The songs were written. John helped us with with everything. Brian and I have a terrible writing style. We're terrible with
So
lyrics.
who did the bass tracks on that record?
I did.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, Brian
I
did.
did one. That
Yeah.
was it. Yeah.
I did one.
He did Drive Me Too Fast.
Yeah.
I did the rest of the album except for Forgive. John did Forgive, but I did the rest of the
And I
album
did
on bass.
Rain. And I don't
You did
play
Rain.
the bass track any way they do it on the album.
So did
Yeah.
John do some
Yeah.
session stuff for you guys? Is that
Oh, yeah.
when you
Yeah,
said
he'll
he did?
do-
'Cause he's not
yeah.
in the band, but he laid
He'll,
stuff
yeah,
down.
he'll like set down kind of like a foundation, and if no one's around to do it, he'll set a foundation and do it. And lately, how we're writing, he'll come in with a riff, Brian will come in with a verse, someone will come in with a riff, introduce it to the band. Oh, cool! All right, and then the rest of the band gets the opportunity to insert their
Fill
right
fucking
everything.
it's like I'm
at
sorry
this point-
about my mouth.
No, you're good. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
So you guys have created a sound that is each of you contribute to that sound. You guys are all that's
Yeah,
like
Right.
Yeah,
And
everybody is involved in
It's
that.
rock and roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
it.
Yeah,
It's rock and roll.
It's dope.
But
The great
it's
thing
really
is-
cool.
With the album, what you hear on the album was Brian, John, and I. These guys came in and played on on a couple of tracks. Rob is on the entire album playing drums.
Okay.
But it was just mostly Brian and I, and John contributed his parts because that's all we had.
Right.
We had the music written, and then hired these guys.
Yeah.
Brought them in.
And Ryan, right?
Yeah.
What's your like main role?
Well, I did come in partially through that album and started doing the keyboards. So we write this works because we really do have an eclectic genre blend. And we each bring a little bit different styling put together. There's the, I guess it's been called a signature sound core. And it really is unique. It's a blend of talent, but also disciplines. I have a classical background and just playing in church band and jazz band, just kind of learning as I go. No formal training except for piano lessons. And so I'm coming at it from a more technical standpoint, but we can all feel it. And
Right.
none of us are like too technical at all. We feel first.
It's a laid back.
Yeah, I'm
technical,
definitely not.
Well, it sounds like that is eclectic, because
Yeah.
each one of you guys have your own personalities, and you bring
Yeah.
that to the table, and
And
what.
that's what how we make it work. you
And
know?
it's what's kind of cool to me is it's different personalities and
Yes.
different backgrounds and completely different. But
Yeah.
when we're on stage, it's like, okay, guys, we're a team,
It's
and
time
we're
to
like,
roll.
here we go. So that's what I found
Yeah.
so cool about it, that not everybody's like believes the same things or even about music or anything like that. But when we're on stage, we're like,
This
we
is
all-
where it's
Yeah.
on.
this is where we're going.
So like,
And
what's the
really fun.
the newest release we're working on?
Poor Man's Delight.
Poor Man's Delight.
So that was really cool because it really worked with everybody's different backgrounds and stuff. For me, that was a song. It's like as soon as Dio introduced the riff, and we were at a rehearsal.
Rehearsing. We were working on
rehearsing, and you just threw this riff out there.
We were
and
working on
just
another
all
song
jumped
I
in.
had written.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We all jumped
Yeah, that's
in.
true.
He did this riff, and then we all jumped in. And it's like boom.
Like
okay.
naturally, everybody
There
just
So
it
you
starts
guys are working
playing.
on one song.
Yeah.
Right. And he just
Dio just says, "Hey, check this out."
Yeah.
You know what? Bam.
Yeah, we
It's
just started
exactly.
playing that song together. And I was like,
and for
that's
me,
bad.
it's like
Did you just abandon practicing the other
Yeah,
song?
No, here's what
we
happened.
did for a minute.
For a minute, we're going to get back to it. The problem is with that other song, I wrote the song, we started working on it. It's a somewhat complicated riff, okay?
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing, but it's not the hardest thing. It just swings and it grooves and what have you. But it's just a good, down-on-the-dirt rock song, And so here we got the lyrics for the song, we've got the music, we got all the parts taken care of. Certain things, little things we have to work out. And it wasn't working for us. It just, we weren't feeling it. We're, struggling on one part. And then we stopped. I said, I got this. I was sitting on the couch the other day. I got this riff. Check this out. I started playing this riff for Brownwood. We're working on that.
But
Because automatically everybody...
he just did the riff, and then we just jumped in. And that changed the whole tone for the rest of the night.
It was natural.
It's like we knocked that out, and then with a matter of 15 minutes, and we were just like, okay, cool. And then to record it, then it was like, for me, I was struggling with a certain part, and I wanted to simplify it and all that shit. And I was like, all right, I put a lot into that just to do that. And then the song we were originally working on just kind of got put on the back burner, which we will bring back out. Actually,
good song.
We might even have to simplify that one.
We're going to have to.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense energy-wise, because when you're working on something that's a little bit complicated, fatigue starts to kind of set in, and then you have this energy that you want to get out and be creative, but you're held back by the complication and then that build-up. And then when you put it to the side and you say, let's check this out.
And
it's more fun, it's flowing, and boom, it just goes off.
Yeah, once that funkier thing came in, it was just funky all by itself,
Yeah.
And once that hit in, and the whole band just started playing it.
I like that.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah. Without having to tell anybody anything, everybody's
rebirth to that song, just because of what you said.
Yeah.
Dude, man, it's like we need to revisit that.
Yeah.
We do.
What we did with
we need even numbers though in a certain part. We need to bring back the even numbers.
But that gives each of us has the freedom and authority to bring in a line and say, like at first I was like, Dio, what do you think of this? Should I do this? I was trying to fill out the style of the band. He was like, you do what you think's best. I was like, okay. So I knew from that point on I had the freedom, but also the authority. Like nobody's picking apart your parts.
Mm-hmm.
You don't agree with the part, or you think it could be better, that's okay. It's not your department.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's up to you.
We each respect each other's boundaries and musical talent.
Yeah, that's important in the band.
It is.
That was my thing with the Poor Man's Delight. Is like I wasn't happy with this one section that I was doing. I was like, I need to simplify it. I need to do this with it, and they allowed me. It wasn't even allowed. It was just.
Well, they celebrate your choices to do what makes you feel good. Because that's where you get the most out of it.
You make the changes
that's why this band
to accommodate.
is so fucking cool.
If he's not happy, the song's not going to sound.
It's not going to work.
Right.
True.
So
So you accommodate, and who's your foundation? This guy.
Right.
Without him holding that that bass, that funk, that soul, that rhythm, that melodic part to everything. I mean, this guy's a bass player.
Yeah.
In the simplest form of a bass player,
And
this guy's
nobody
it.
cares. Yes.
And nobody knows his name. You're a true fan if you know the bass player's name.
No shit.
Paul Barker, by
Paul Barker.
Across the country know how that feels.
Yeah. Funny thing is, in this band, there's 3 bass players.
Yes.
I'm a bass player. Brian's a bass player.
Oh, don't forget John James.
John James plays bass.
bass player.
Yeah.
So we always include John as a
We're
band
working on
because,
Ryan. It's not very long. He only needs to learn the D and the G and the A, and then that's it. He's got gigs, man.
But this guy's all about banjo now. Okay, look at him. Look at him.
you guys-
Americana banjo band.
And pedal steel. So if I can play those.
Are you going to implement that until Camino Burnout?
Hell no.
Rewind. Pedal steel.
Yeah, pedal steel.
All right, maybe.
I would love. I love pedal steel.
Pink Floyd
Can you
used the
imagine
lap
him
steel. I think
having
we could use pedal steel.
Double decker,
pedal
keyboards
steel
and everything,
is-
and then a pedal steel.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I love pedal steel.
I think it might be.
Do that, please. Do
Thing is-
that.
Since I learned a couple
Pedal
of
steel
notes,
is awesome.
When we wrote the
it's
album,
like,
Brian and I had a conversation one night, and we said, you know what? Why limit it to one genre? Why just stick with one thing? That's the other problem with this band. There's 4 Geminis.
Because I was doing metal.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're
Big
dealing
boy
with
band.
personalities.
I'm dealing with eight freaking personalities.
Personality.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking
Old school
Leo,
metal,
man.
rock and roll, 90s metal,
Yeah,
whatever
I mean-
else. 90s kid here.
Okay.
yeah, no, mine is metal
90s
too.
kid here.
Yeah,
Metal.
Brian and I, or Paul and I, are both, old school rock, blues, metal,
And I'm not
stuff
a
like
Gemini,
that.
man.
Great.
I mean,
Rob's a jazz guy,
Yeah.
you know?
So it's a weird mix, but I think that's what's really, really fun about it.
Does Robin implement any like kind of jazz riffs in his drumming?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll do
Is
that.
it something that adds to the band?
Oh yeah.
No jazz. No, it does. It does.
It does.
It's
And
so,
then,
it can be so technical too, though. You
It
know,
can.
especially with like the way that the hi hat.
it does and it doesn't, you know. And
The
at certain
dynamics.
times it's
Yeah.
like, because he loves jazz. He's, you know, and God bless him for it. I mean, and as a bass player, I should know that shit, right?
Well, I mean,
But
when we're
sometimes it's called for, or it can be used and improvised. Sometimes it's just like, dude, just straight up rock and roll. Let's just,
Yeah.
let's just
Because
rock.
because
Yeah.
when
Do it
things
all.
do get complicated timing wise and stuff like that, he's a genius
on it.
at it.
Yeah.
He's
And
on it.
that's what's really cool about it.
As bass players, because I know you guys are all bass players. Right? As bass players, is it a challenge to kind of like ride with that, with the different kind of signatures?
I've
jazz
played with
signatures?
Rob enough.
I don't know.
I've played with Rob
know.
enough.
Not for me,
in,
but-
in this band and other band, you know, and I feel, and he could, you know, debunk whatever, but I feel, especially live, when he's doing stuff, I kind of know where he's going, and do that with him. And he's the same way. He you know, as a rhythm section.
Yeah,
bass
you guys
player,
really
drum-
feed off each other. The drums
Yes,
and the bass
and
really are looking
we've
at
just
each other
tried
a
to
lot,
create
yeah.
that rhythm section.
Yeah.
But we've played enough together with this band and other bands, so it's like, okay, this is cool. This is working. You know, we kind of.
Do you find that it stretches you as an artist to kind of
I
go along with some of that?
Yes, I yearn for that. I mean, it's like, dude, this is what we do. And that's why I do it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Because it's almost like, especially with the jazz, I've seen so many jazz drummers, and there's so much showing off aspect to it, you know, and it's so it's like
it is. But at the
would
same
really
time,
let the bass
Rob,
player show off
Yeah.
too.
you can put me up sometimes. And I'm sure I can do the same to him.
That was the question, Rob, that I was gonna ask. Does it fuck you up sometimes?
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
You know, and the other funny thing is
That's where he
because
catches me sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Exactly.
Wake up.
But then I need Paul to wake Rob up at times.
Yeah.
Paul, you know, pick him up.
Yeah.
Come on, we're having
So I'm
fun.
bringing the melody, you know, and that's what I like about playing bass. It's the best of both worlds. It's the melody and the rhythm, man. It's like, I love that, you know. And
Yeah.
I just got thrown into that, and it was I totally dig that, and I totally dig standing behind the speakers and no one knows who the fuck I am. You know, it's cool.
You know what's funny about Ryan?
Huh.
Is this guy will take forever in the studio to come up with his parts. Okay,
Yeah.
takes
No,
forever.
he's so
Is he
meticulous.
but-
perfectionist?
He is.
Yes.
He is.
Yes.
Big time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big time. But it'll
For
take
that.
forever. We're on week 3 of his solos right now,
Oh.
waiting for him to compose
It'll
something.
piss me off because
Put
it's
him on
like,
a
dude, that
freaking
was so
stage.
cool.
Yeah.
You put him on the stage. You throw him to the lions. I'll sit
yeah,
there
yeah.
during songs, okay, doing solos. I'll look at Rob or Ryan and just go,
Yeah.
go,
and he goes,
because our stage show is improvised.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, nothing like the album. There's the signature riffs, whatever.
we'll
But-
just rant and rave and just go on these solos and stuff like that, and especially between these two.
That's cool.
And it's so much fun. And they go back and forth and back and
I'd
forth.
point at Ryan, throw him to the wolves, and he'll sit there and just put his head down, Linus style, and fucking jam. And you'll sit there and just watch it. He'll come up with something.
That's the thing.
I'm like, what the fuck? Where's that coming from, Ryan?
So that's the
Yeah.
thing.
You know?
When it's live and the chips are down, that's
This
that's
guy
the
just
beauty.
shows up.
You got to tell us about the next show that you guys have going on.
Yeah.
Dig it, man.
October 22nd, Two Rivers Tavern.
October 22nd, Two Rivers Tavern, and
It's going to be X52 out of Utah. I
Okay.
got a band coming from Utah called X25,
X25 out of Utah.
and they're a blues rock, psychedelic type of thing
Oh,
happening there.
sweet.
They're a trio,
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
and so they'll go on open, and then we'll come on later. I don't know what time we'll come on, and we'll do hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay, I'm looking at my calendar right now. The 22nd is Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Yep.
October 22nd. So you gotta check
Sábado
out.
gigante.
El Camino
Yeah.
Burnout. How did you guys get your name? Like, what? That's a dope rock and roll
Okay.
name. I don't know.
Okay, here we go. Here we
Get
go.
that name. Tell
Give
us
me
the
some
story.
love.
Here we go. You came up with the logo.
No, I came
No,
up with
he-
the
that is
name.
badass.
You didn't come up with the name.
Yes, no.
The
you
name
here's
was
the deal.
mine.
No. Here's the deal.
Get it straight.
No,
I wrote
I'm
a
telling
song
you.
years
Yes,
ago.
He wrote a song.
Which we play.
It's an instrumental, and it's called El Camino Burnout.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, this is really cool because I have a background back east with blues, roots rock, surf rock. I played with this guy who was all about surf. He was Dick Dale, The Ventures, all this shit. And he played this song, and I was like, what is that? And it's called El Camino Burnout. And I was like, that would be a really cool name for the band.
Then I forgot that.
Yes. It's your song. It's,
So who named the song first?
he
I
named the song.
I did.
But I said that would be a cool name for the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
El Camino Burnout, because it's totally off the wall and it's got the right amount of syllables, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. But it's the song, and which is not on the first album.
So it'll be on the next one.
It'll be on the next album, but it's an instrumental, and it's a really kick-ass
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's fun to
instrumental
play.
tune.
I wrote this song years ago about a friend of mine's El
and
Camino.
so that's where I'll
And-
take credit for the naming of the band, not the naming of the song.
No.
Do you guys do much instrumentals?
We
That's
Well,
water,
no,
too.
well,
El Camino's
kind of.
the main one.
Yeah.
So
We do
as a
covers.
song itself, El Camino Burnout is the only instrumental we do. But we have these intro tunes that we have pulled up for, like, you come on stage.
Yeah.
We've opened with El Camino Burnout.
Driving Too Fast is one we would
There's
come
Driving
up
Too
with.
Fast
Yeah,
has
we did
a
intro.
has a Pink Floyd type of intro.
Yeah.
All heavy keyboards, guitars. Simple thing before going to Driving Too Fast.
And of course we'll do Sleepwalk.
Before
Yeah.
oh yeah,
That's
forgot
a cover,
Sleepwalk.
Santo and Johnny.
Yeah, Sleepwalk, something Johnny.
Badass.
But there was another song that we came up. We did it once when we did that show with Michelangelo Beatty, I think it was. We did Rosie on a Tank, which was this instrumental thing to jam. We just got up on stage and did it. It was stupid. We had
Yeah,
fun
we
with
need to
it, but we didn't
revisit
know
that,
we didn't
because
know
I
what we were
forgot
doing.
that.
Improvised. Then we went into Messed Up Heart.
Yeah.
I think it was. Now, getting back to the band name, I wrote that song years ago, but I forgot about what Paul said because I wouldn't think about that. Then we came up with a whole bunch of other names. We were Brian Lee and the Mad Detectives.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't call ourselves. A friend of mine said, "You call yourselves the Angry Dicks,"
Angry Dick.
and I said, "We can't go to our mothers."
So
with
that's
that.
what it was when I joined the band. It was Brian Lee and the Angry Detective.
No,
I was so
that-
thankful.
Yeah, we couldn't be the
Brian Lee
Angry.
and the
Thank
Angry
you, Paul.
No, well, no. It was we couldn't say Angry Dicks, so it became Mad Detectives.
Mad Detective.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it was that for a moment, and then we were like, we got to change the name.
But that was when he played that song. You played that song, I was like, dude.
So we had Spackleback, Love Without Lube,
Oh yeah. We
all
were
these
so
stupid
dumb.
things. We were so dumb, okay? And
So
then
thank
one day
goodness.
I called Brian up and said, Brian, I love these bands that have an intro song. And I've got this song that I wrote years ago called El Camino Burnout. I think we should call the band El Camino Burnout after that
dude,
song.
man,
That was
And then Paul steps up and
No.
says, "Hey, that was my idea first."
Dude,
Totally was.
it was at the
I remember.
studio, and
I
I will
remember.
grab
See, I
John
don't.
James. I will grab John James, and he will probably verify it for you.
No, I can vouch
It's like-
for you on that
Yeah, it
one.
was like, dude,
I
what is
remember
this
calling
song?
him.
Vouch, Brian. Vouch.
This song,
Yeah.
and this song is a kick-ass song. It's
Yep.
an instrumental,
You know-
and it's called El Camino Burnout. And I was just like, this is really cool. What's the name of the song? El Camino Burnout. That would be a
That would be
kick-ass
great.
name for a band.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
And then, dude,
Can you
I was
imagine
going to be in
being-
a band that was going to be called the Tidy Cats. Are you kidding me? I was like, no, we're going to call that shit the Missing Link Band. What are you talking about?
Because everybody I talk to, okay, I've got all these friends, musicians all around the country, stuff that I tell them, the band's called, and they'll say that's a great name. When Hailstorm was here, I met Lizzie Hale and Joe on the street.
This guy meets
And-
everybody.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging out with them, and we're talking music. I told her the name of the band. I said, "Yeah, my band's called El Camino Burnout." And Lizzie just looks up, like the rock and roll gods. She looks up towards rock and roll gods and smiles, and says, That's a great fucking name.
Thank me. Thank me.
At that moment I went, you
But
know
if
what?
you didn't have that song,
That's right.
it wouldn't have never happened.
Nah, ain't no
If you
kidding.
didn't have that
But-
song, it would have never happened.
No, but it's solidified.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you hear it all the time from people.
Right.
But when she did that and said
You
that, I was
knew-
like,
you knew.
I knew at that moment,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good with it, man. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you ain't gonna mistake it for anything else. I mean,
It's us.
Yeah.
You know, and that takes it back to the songs.
Yeah.
You know, the El Camino was that hybrid car.
Yeah.
You know, it was so
Oh,
every
that's true.
every song
It's
is
not.
different.
Yeah.
Brian and I called each other and said, let's write a schizophrenic album. Why are we going to sit here and limit ourselves? So you got the ska
whole
song,
album
you
is a
got the
movie
surf
soundtrack.
ska song. It was written and put together like a movie soundtrack. If you listen to each
And
song,
it was fun to do just because we were just like trying anything different that
Yeah.
we have never done, you know, other than things that were, you know, done before in the bands that we have been in.
Yeah.
You know,
You stepped
metal
out-
bands,
stepped out of
you
your-
know, everything, casino bands, all that, and we're
Right.
just like, what can we do? And
when I was a kid,
we were just
Mexican
trying
music
to.
was, I was in a band playing Mexican music and oldies.
Wow.
You know? So what happens? I said, I want to write a song that's in the style of Oingo Boingo, which takes me right back to the days of the Mexican music and all that stuff too. Doing that ska type of rhythm and what have you. And there's Nymphomaniac.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You know?
And that was
With
one
the
of the
Spanish
songs that
horns and
sold
stuff.
me on the band. You
And
know,
this is
it's
all
just-
El Camino Burnout on Spotify.
Yeah,
The album's
it's all
on there,
there.
and it's on YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah,
iTunes,
El Camino Burnout.
Apple
Yeah, check it out.
Music,
Check it out.
Amazon Music, it's all there.
And who designed the logo? Because that's a badass logo.
Once again, I'll give him credit for that
Did
one.
you do the
All
chevron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
and I didn't.
Yeah.
We had to be careful with that. But I was like, dude, I just saw just Chevron, El Camino, and Burnout, and
First year El Camino had the chevron.
you know,
Huh.
First year had it.
But John James actually made it
He
our
made
own,
that.
so
Yeah,
there's
we found
no
the font
copyright
and
infringement.
everything.
Yeah, so,
yeah. So then got
It's
sued.
Airstream font, not Chevy font.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's $80 to buy the Chevy
It has
font.
nothing to
Oh,
do
so
with
is it possible to get sued over something
Yes.
like that? If they
Dude, we did a show at the
That'd be
Mesa
the best
Theater
thing
and we
for us.
incorporated. So we have an original song called "Doors Lament," right?
It's actually Deer's Lament, but we call it Doors.
Yeah,
I call it "Doers,"
yeah.
but whatever.
Whiskey drinking.
Michael.
In the middle of the song, we do, we go into solos and they go back and forth, keyboards and all that, and then we would go into a solo of a very well-known song from a band from California, whatever. That's
That
whatever.
used to stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Station.
Okay.
It's a big song.
I got you.
So we did this thing at the Mesa Theater, and he goes in the, and it was really cool how it worked out. We'd go into the solo of our original, and then we'd break it down into that solo, just the solo, no lyric, no nothing,
Nothing else.
and then come back into original, and we posted it, and within not even 2 minutes, it was shut
We were
down.
banned. Banned in every U.S. occupied
Yeah.
nation.
Yeah.
Just
So
for having that
for that
solo.
solo.
Just because it's so well known.
And where did you guys post it that it got banned from?
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube.
Wow.
I got the email right away
Yeah,
saying
it was like boom.
it was a full-on concert. We did the full concert, posted the entire thing up there, and it
This is
happened.
one little part. Somebody
One little
noticed-
part of that solo,
Oh, it's just an algorithm.
twin guitar,
It's-
epic solo.
Yep.
It caught it so fast.
But
It was
apparently we
Did
played
they,
it
did they have
so
computers
good.
that find that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They have a
sure.
computer.
Yeah,
sure.
Like
yeah.
they're not some dude just sitting there with.
So that was
No.
like we played that so good.
Yeah.
Banned us. We got banned.
Hey, artificial
We played it
intelligence
better
sounded-
than our
Yeah.
original song.
If you go to the
Shazam
Facebook
would've
page,
seen it.
there's video of us playing it.
That's what fucked us up.
Facebook hasn't shut it down. It's fine. Probably 3 years from now we'll get banned on Facebook.
So it is on your Facebook page.
That song-
And that's also El Camino Burnout.
Yeah.
But don't.
Yeah,
oh,
I'll put it
yeah,
out.
well, it was on our Facebook.
No, it's still
page
there.
till
It's still there, we just
until
blanked
this
it out.
airs, then we're done. Yeah.
I know. Now we're gonna get it shut down.
But the
Nah,
yeah,
it's cool.
but Deer's Lament, just the song
good.
itself, is there, and it might have actually the whole song's there.
yeah.
But Deer's Lament is there, the full solo's there, the whole bit. YouTube is the one that just did it.
Check it out while you
Brian-
can.
Yeah, check it out what you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
But YouTube, what's funny is if you go 45 minutes into our show during Deer's Lament, it'll break down, and Brian and I recorded the most dumbest, stupidest thing ever called in honor of that hotel.
So you guys like just dubbed over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
part of it?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
just
it'd
check
stay
it out.
on-
I'll find it and play
stay
it for
on
you.
Okay,
YouTube.
okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's called No Vacancy in honor of that hotel that shut us down.
So now, I don't know if we can do it by the next show, but we're gonna try and do something in place of that solo, something.
I would
else,
like to.
you know, but yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
get
cool.
banned for
But
something else.
I don't know.
Try.
Someone that won't shut us down. You know?
Well,
That's good enough.
I wanted to do Mississippi Queen, and Leslie West is dead.
Oh.
So I think we're okay there.
They have to fight the estate.
You're like, oh, dead.
We'll pick dead people.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
It was so fun. That was really cool, and I love the way that we can do stuff like that. It's like, yeah, let's throw something in that everybody knows, just musically.
Yeah,
and
when you see that familiarity aspect of that,
it grabs people.
It grabs people. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's why
awesome.
this is the other thing. People don't realize, like, with these songs, the way they're written, I mean, Nymphomaniac, like I said, it's that ska thing, and, you see musicians standing up front just cheering that song. They love that song, and it always makes me happy to see these certain faces in front loving that song. But they don't realize that addiction. I wanted to write a song in the style of Deep Purple. It's the bridge to that song is Smoke on the Water. I just changed the rhythm. It's the exact notes of
And that
Smoke on the
song
Water.
grabs a lot of people.
You know?
It's
Well, because you guys, it's like that's what is. It's like duplicating a formula, but making it your own formula. But
yes,
it has that familiar, just like rhythm or vibe.
Yeah.
That's like, I play in other bands, and they're cover bands, and so, oh, you fucking play a cover band. It's like, dude, you listen whatever. If you play a cover song, and I've heard so many cover songs done by other bands, and they turn around and they make it their own. It's like, that's genius to me. It's like, dude, I like this better than the original.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As I'll hear the original on the radio, it's like click.
Often, and it's the surprise aspect too.
Yeah.
Like whenever you hear oh, hey, I know the song, and then you hear the band do their rendition of it, and it's like, whoa,
Oh,
That's
this
way
is
cooler.
so-
I mean,
Yeah.
And I
it is
love
kinda
that.
neat.
it's cool.
About
That's really
music,
good.
about music.
It's funny, we got a song,
There's no boundaries. There's no limitations.
and that's how we wrote this.
Yeah.
And we still write that way. We're not limiting ourselves to anything.
We're
We got
like-
too many personalities.
Yeah, anybody can do cover.
But
Any
you
band
freaking
can do
guys,
covers.
I got to deal with 8.
We're the only place on the planet to get this, type of signature sound core style. The only place on the planet is through us to get this band, this music. So
Well, it's us.
that's how we view it.
very
That's,
true.
yeah.
We throw this guy in, okay? he didn't play Deep Purple stuff before.
But
he's
dude,
doing-
he's got that.
He's doing the Hammond
man,
B3
dude.
stuff.
Oh,
That
God.
classic rotary speaker Hammond
Yes.
B3 stuff,
So cool.
One day we were doing a show.
good.
We were doing a show and I wasn't expecting it. And he pulls out this synth sound that sounds like the intro to a Stick song. And I was sitting there doing my solos, eyes closed, jamming and stuff like that.
Right.
And all of a sudden it's his turn. I look over at him, it's his turn. You always see me look over and it's like, go, Type, I'm done. You go. And he pulls out the Stick synth and I'm like, whoa, what the hell?
And I totally
Don't lose that.
I was just like, dude, I
Remember
lost,
that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I
Don't
lost
lose
my
it.
place where I was at, and I was like, holy shit, where am I? Rob, help me out. Wait, hey, whoa. Brian, let me see your fingers.
Yeah. On the fly, this guy just comes up as a mad scientist style.
Yes, dude.
And we're just
So
like,
cool.
what the hell? And it's just killer.
How did you guys find Ryan?
John.
Yeah.
John
John
James,
James, yeah.
So-
Ryan's
I gotta-
cousin, right?
he recommended
Your-
it.
your
John
cousin.
James
I
recommended
would go
it.
with Damascus and Wood, and then New Fall of Man. That iteration, I was kind of hanging around a studio like back in the 90s and late 90s. I moved away to Denver, and as soon as I came back, he said, "Hey, you want to come mess around?" I thought just a jam session with a couple of guys. Like, I don't know, okay. And it turned out to be, no, we need a keyboard player, and I realized what high caliber everybody was and where we were going. I thought that's perfect for me. So it's brought me, if it weren't for this band, there's no way I would be having new keyboards and learning, even attempting to learn stuff like Boston or, Highway Star or stuff like that.
Expand
so it's
your-
really
your-
brought me up to their level and challenged me. So.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, dude. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. And it's like, John was like, yeah, I know this guy. His name's Ryan Green. And Dio was like, yeah, I've heard of him. I was like, all right, well, let's bring him in. And then it was like, yeah, okay, this is going to work.
We never even heard him play either. I mean, seriously. We just brought him in.
When you're getting a recommendation, you know, from somebody
Yeah.
you trust, you know, you
That's and that's, you know, and on that point, recommendations, like, I wouldn't throw that stuff around lightly, you know. It's like,
No.
oh yeah,
No.
check out this guy. No, man. If I'm going to recommend you, then I believe in
Yeah,
you because my word's on the line at that point.
Yeah.
So
plus your taste and your
Yeah.
like,
But it's personality too.
yeah.
You're not going to
Oh,
fit
dude.
if you're, you know, if
most
you're a
laid back
dick,
fucking
you're not
band
going to
ever.
fit.
Wait, what are we
Okay.
doing?
Anywhere and then
Anywhere.
on any team.
And
You guys are, yeah.
yeah,
no
so
problem.
basically, Brian and I already knew we got along. We worked well together. We knew that. Okay, so and I worked with Rob plenty in bands, so we knew that was going to work. But we, like I said, we had a drummer before. Didn't work
Thomas.
out. Sad. Great guy. Love the guy.
Thomas is awesome.
He's
He was
fantastic.
with Soul Aggression.
Soul Aggression.
Soul Aggression,
Yeah. Playing guitar, actually. No.
Yeah, but we it just there. You know, it wasn't vibing. It wasn't working for him. He's a diehard metal guy. That's what he wants to do.
Right.
And he was busy as shit.
Yeah,
too,
and he was busy and couldn't make rehearsals. No big deal. You
Because
know?
he was drumming for Soul Aggression at the time.
Yeah, and then working out of town and everything else.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, dude.
So Rob comes in, and like I said, I've known Rob for years, played with him for years in different bands.
So it's like,
So
didn't miss a beat. And he
No.
just came in and he was just like, boom. It's like, yeah,
Rob's
cool. I
highly
like that.
skilled too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but the
Very
whole thing is
skilled.
personalities.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we already knew each other. Brian and I worked well. You know, Rob and I knew each other already. And
It's
then,
like Brian is so cool and he's so good. And it, like he could be a total dick, and
If he wanted.
it would be excused.
we can
because
have
he's
lead
so
singer
good.
sing.
He's a great guitar player, great singer, and like you could be
Lead
like a
singer
total dick.
syndrome
I mean,
all
you
the
could
way.
really do that, but he just isn't that way.
He will actually help
Dio
you
was
move
a
gear.
great manager.
That's a big thing, right?
He will help you move gear.
Help him move
Yeah.
gear, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, great man.
Because he's got his own gear, so you know.
Fantastic.
Oh my God! Yeah, let's get you drunk and high and
Wait, what?
injure you the first night.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was our first night meeting. That was our first night meeting.
Drunk and high,
I got him
injured?
drunk. I got him drunk. Got him high, and he injured himself that night.
I did.
What kind of injury was that?
Well, I walked
injury.
into an awning of a camper.
Okay. Is that a head injury or?
It wasn't that bad. I just woke up and there was nobody around anymore.
And he hasn't been right since. Man.
But that was our first
That
night
was
meeting.
when he
Nice.
was a dick, and then after that, he just.
Changed
Yeah,
it all.
yeah.
Changed it all.
But he writes a little better now.
Yeah.
That's where the music came from.
writer.
When are you gonna get me drunk and high?
Every night that you show up, you're drinking now.
I'm not high.
You got a cup in your hand.
It's stained. It's just stained.
That's
All
it.
right, guys. All right, so one more time, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go ahead and shout out the show coming
October
up.
22nd,
October 22nd at Two Rivers.
Two Rivers Tavern.
You got to check it out. That's 539 Colorado,
Colorado.
if anybody doesn't already know, right?
Yeah.
And El Camino Burnout, you can check them out on YouTube by searching El Camino Burnout Band.
Spotify.
On YouTube, you better do band, because if you just type in El Camino Burnout, you're going to get 1,000 videos of El Camino.
El Camino, yeah, that's true. Huh? El
Some
Camino
killer burnout
Band.
videos.
I had no problem finding it. And then on Spotify.
Spotify
yeah.
and all the others.
Yeah, you'll see the logo. It's there.
Badass
And,
logo with the
and we're
chevron.
sharing the
The
bill with.
Airstream text.
Airstream
Right?
text.
Airstream text.
That's right.
It's a great logo.
That's free.
Yeah.
Right, that's
We're
so,
sharing the bill with
X25 out of
X25.
Salt Lake City.
X25
And I'd
Salt
like to
Lake
give a
City.
shout out to Benny Boone.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Hell
thank
yeah.
you very much.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
your time.
You're
man.
solid,
great.
dude. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
brother. Really appreciate it. So we're signing out. I'm with El Camino Burnout. Deuces.